As a producer, rapper, and entrepreneur, Sean Diddy Combs has built an empire with Bad Boy Records, Revolt TV, and various business ventures. Yet, despite all of his success, Diddy has faced a great amount of controversy and criticism. This contrast between his business acumen and personal controversies has led to a divided perception. He is both admired for his achievements and criticized for his questionable actions. The East Coast-West Coast rivalry of the mid-noughties is one of the most infamous feuds in hip-hop history. As the founder of Bad Boy Records, Diddy played a key role in representing the East Coast with the Notorious B.I.G. as his label's star. Opposing him was Suge Knight's Death Row Records, which was home to Tupac Shakur and the West Coast movement. Diddy's involvement in the beef began with the 1994 shooting of Tupac Shakur at Quad Recording Studios in New York, an incident that Tupac believed was set up by Diddy and Biggie. While there was no direct evidence linking Diddy or Biggie to the shooting, tensions between the two camps grew, with Tupac releasing Hit 'Em Up in 1996. A blistering diss track targeting Diddy, Biggie, and Bad Boy seemingly ignited the rivalry further. In the track, Tupac openly mocks Diddy, rapping, "Plus Puffy trying to see me, weak hearts I rip." It's also alleged by Death Row affiliate Mob James that Diddy had aligned himself with the Southside Crips street gang, a rival gang to Death Row's affiliate, the Mob Piru. According to the claim, Diddy placed a $10,000 bounty on anyone with a Death Row chain, further fueling the tension. The feud peaked with the murders of both Tupac and Biggie. Although Diddy publicly maintained that he wanted peace between the coasts, many in the hip-hop community believe he played a role in adding fuel to the flames. In a 2019 interview with Vlad TV, Mob James stated,
"Suge knew what he was doing, Puffy knew what he was doing, and now you got two gangs fighting each other, and they sitting back letting it happen."
The murder of the Notorious B.I.G. in 1997 remains one of the saddest moments in hip-hop. Biggie was Diddy's protege and the most promising artist on Bad Boy Records. After Biggie's death, Diddy released the tribute single, "I'll Be Missing You," which became a global hit. The song, which featured Faith Evans and interpolated the Police's Every Breath You Take, topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 11 weeks and won a Grammy Award. The song was praised for its emotional depth, but many criticized Diddy for profiting off of Biggie's death. Diddy's debut album, No Way Out, which featured the tribute track, sold over 7 million copies and catapulted Diddy into solo stardom. The timing of the album's release, just months after Biggie's death, led many to speculate that Diddy capitalized on the tragedy to further his career. This perception that Diddy used Biggie's legacy for personal gain remains a key reason for the animosity towards him in the industry. Not too long after Biggie's death, Rolling Stone magazine approached Bad Boy Records to feature on its cover. The label co-founder and then president Kirk Burroughs suggested that B.I.G. should grace the cover in remembrance of the late rapper. Diddy's response was, "No, he's dead. I'm putting out No Way Out in July. I need to be on the cover of Rolling Stone," as Burroughs told NME magazine. Shortly after, Diddy's debut album No Way Out dropped, and it was a commercial success, earning him a Grammy and certifying his status as a hip-hop superstar. Diddy's career transition from producer and record executive to rapper was met with mixed reactions. As a producer, Diddy was known for his ability to make hits and his work behind the scenes on albums by artists like Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, and Biggie. However, when Diddy began to position himself as a rapper in the late 1990s, many in the hip-hop community questioned his authenticity. Many critics argued that he lacked the lyrical capability of his peers and relied heavily on ghostwriters. While ghostwriting is not uncommon in hip-hop, Diddy's use of it while projecting himself as a rapper contributed to the perception that he was more focused on image than artistry. No Way Out was filled with chart-topping hits, including Been Around the World and Victory. Many felt that Diddy's rise as a rapper was built more on his ability to market himself than on his actual musical talents, as he sought the talents of Jadakiss, Mace, as well as Brooklyn rapper Sauce Money, who wrote I'll Be Missing You. Diddy's emphasis was on flashy music videos, where he was often seen dancing, further adding to the belief that he prioritized style over substance. One of the more lighthearted yet constant criticisms of Diddy is his knack for dancing in music videos. As an executive producer and label head, Diddy's presence in the videos of his artists was almost part of his brand in the late 1990s. Whether it was Mace's Feel So Good or Biggie's Hypnotize, Diddy's flashy dancing became a signature of Bad Boy's visuals. The criticism here is that Diddy's ego often took precedence over the music itself. Even though he was the producer, many felt that he made his artist's moments about himself, which over time harbored resentment among fans and artists alike. A testament to this was Suge Knight's infamous speech at the 1995 Source Awards. Upon winning the award for Best Motion Picture Soundtrack of the Year for the movie Above the Rim, Suge Knight took to the stage and made a controversial declaration.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the video, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
Knight's jab revealed the popular belief that Diddy wasn't just a producer behind the scenes. He was always front and center, almost as if he were competing for the spotlight with his own artists. While some fans enjoyed Diddy's charisma and high-energy performances, others saw it as a distraction. The notion that Diddy was always front and center, sometimes even overshadowing the artist, became a running joke in hip-hop. In a Chappelle Show skit, Dave Chappelle parodied Diddy, dancing flamboyantly while quipping, "Can't stop, won't stop," and being carried by his bodyguards. This skit humorously captured the public's view of Diddy as someone always seeking the spotlight and imposing his control over his artists. In a 2022 conversation with The Art of Dialogue, Kirk Burrows, co-founder of Bad Boy Records, outlines the day Diddy entered his office with a baseball bat and forced him to sign over his 25% stake in Bad Boy Records.
So he came into my office one day unexpected, him and Kenny Marsalis, they had it planned out. Kenny had the briefcase with all the stock certificates in it, and Diddy had the bat. Not like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with the bat, but he had the bat like, man, we got to do this. This has to happen. I didn't feel I was going to get beat down in that office, in all honesty.
This is one of the earliest accounts of threats coming from the hands of Diddy in the music industry. In 1999, Queens rapper Nas dropped his music video for the single Hate Me Now, a song featuring Diddy from Nas's album I Am. The music video was highly controversial due to its religious imagery, particularly the scenes of both Nas and Diddy being crucified on crosses, an obvious allusion to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. When the concept for the video was initially proposed, Diddy reportedly agreed to film the crucifixion scene alongside Nas. However, after seeing the final cut of the video, Diddy had second thoughts about how the imagery might impact his public image. The side of him hanging from a cross, in particular, was deemed blasphemous and potentially damaging to his brand. He wanted those scenes removed from the video before it was broadcast. Despite Diddy's objections, the Hate Me Now music video was aired on MTV with the crucifixion scenes intact. This infuriated Diddy, who believed that Steve Stoute, then Nas's manager and an executive at Trackmasters Entertainment, was responsible for allowing the video to air without cutting the controversial scenes. From Diddy's perspective, Stoute had gone against his wishes and was making decisions that could tarnish his image. On April 15, 1999, Diddy confronted Stoute in his New York office. Accompanied by 2 bodyguards, Diddy stormed into Stoute's office, demanding answers. The confrontation quickly escalated into physical violence. According to reports, Diddy grabbed a champagne bottle and struck Stoute over the head with it, causing injuries. Diddy and his bodyguards also kicked and punched Stoute during the attack. The attack was serious enough that Stoute was left with visible injuries, and the incident became a highly publicized scandal. Stoute immediately filed a $500 million lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of assault and battery. The lawsuit detailed the physical harm Stoute has suffered and emphasized the violent nature of the attack. According to a 1999 New York Post article, Stoute said, Combs, the hunter of Bad Boy Records, and 2 of his baddest boys beat him mercilessly with a chair and a champagne bottle while a 3rd man stood at the door. This was a premeditated gang assault. It wasn't like he saw the video and then turned around and hit me. After the attack, Diddy turned himself into the police. He was arrested and charged with assault, but the case never went to trial. In the end, Diddy and Stoute reached a settlement out of court, with the terms of the settlement remaining confidential. While the lawsuit was settled, the incident damaged Diddy's reputation. Many in the music industry were shocked by his violent outbursts, and it reinforced the image of Diddy as someone who could be combative when his image or authority was challenged. One of the most infamous incidents in Diddy's career occurred on December 27, 1999 at Club New York. Diddy, his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, and Bad Boy artist Shyne were involved in a shooting that left 3 people injured. While Diddy and Lopez fled the scene, Shyne was arrested and later convicted of attempted murder. Many people believe that Diddy manipulated the situation to save himself while letting Shyne take the fall. Shyne, a promising rapper at the time, had just signed to Bad Boy Records when the shooting occurred. Despite being involved in the same altercation, Diddy was acquitted of all charges, while Shyne was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Many believe that Diddy used his power and influence to get witnesses to testify against Shyne, leaving the young rapper to take the fall. Shyne, who is currently the leader of the Belize United Democracy, recently outlined in a media interview how Diddy ruined his life, while still insisting that he has forgiven him.
I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me. And he contributed, he pretty much sent me to prison.
Shyne's conviction further fueled the narrative that Diddy's only concern is himself. Probably the longest standing controversy surrounding Diddy is the way he has treated artists under his Bad Boy label. Over the years, numerous artists have come forward to accuse Diddy of unfair contracts, financial exploitation, and retaining control over their master recordings. In a 2005 interview with Angie Martinez on New York's Hot 97 radio station, the Lox passionately expressed their displeasure with Diddy withholding their publishing. Jadakiss stated,
"If we make a give it to me or in the club, he's gonna make more off that than we are."
This eventually led Diddy to call into the radio station and have a heated word exchange with the Lox. In 2020, Mase publicly criticized Diddy on Instagram, accusing him of refusing to sell him back his masters even after he offered $2 million in cash. Mase revealed that Diddy offered him only $20,000 for his publishing rights after Mase had generated millions for the label. Mase wrote, "Your past business practices knowingly has continued purposely starved your artists and been extremely unfair to the very same artists that helped you obtain that Icon Award on the iconic Bad Boy label." Artists like Danity Kane and Day 26, who rose to fame through Diddy's Making the Band series, have also spoken out about their negative experiences with Diddy and Bad Boy. Arbio Day of Danity Kane accused Diddy of exploiting the group for financial gain and controlling their creative output. As she stated in a 2023 podcast with Sophia Franklin,
"It's very difficult to just look in Diddy's eyes and tell him some truth. It's much harder than most people realize. I did it every fucking day of my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm incapable of anything else." And that's likely
a big contributor to why you were let go.
This further enforced the belief that it was Diddy's way or the highway. One of the most memorable moments in reality TV, and certainly in the music industry, occurred on MTV's Making the Band 2, when Combs made the aspiring artist walk from Harlem to Brooklyn to fetch a specific cheesecake from Junior's, a famous bakery in Brooklyn. Making the Band 2 aired on MTV in the early 2000s and was the second iteration of the Making the Band franchise. Unlike the original season, which focused on forming a pop group, this season was centered on hip-hop and R&B. Diddy, already one of the most influential figures in hip-hop with Bad Boy Records, took over as the main figure, shaping the direction of the competition. His goal was to form a new rap group which would ultimately become known as The Band. The journey was about 12 miles on foot, and for Diddy this walk was about paying dues, a rite of passage in an industry where success is rare and elusive. To him, artists who wanted to be signed to Bad Boy had to show they were ready to grind, hustle, and obey, no matter how degrading the task might seem. However, many viewers and critics saw it differently. To them, the task was an act of humiliation, a power play by Diddy to assert his dominance over the contestants. It wasn't uncommon to hear people say that Diddy made the walk about his own ego rather than a legitimate test of the contestants' determination. Some even argued that Diddy had taken advantage of the contestants' vulnerability, knowing they would do almost anything to stay in his good graces and secure a spot in the industry. This legendary happening has come to symbolize Diddy's tough, no-nonsense approach to the music industry, and has sparked a lot of debate about whether the mogul was merely testing the perseverance of the contestants or humiliating them for his own amusement. Diddy will continue to be involved in a series of violent altercations over the coming years, further tarnishing his image. In August 2013, Kendrick Lamar had shaken the hip-hop world by dropping a guest verse on Big Sean's song, Control, in which he declared himself the King of New York and called out several rappers including J.Cole, Drake, and others. While many rappers seemed to take the verse in stride or responded with their own diss tracks, Kendrick's assertion that he reigned over the New York scene rubbed some East Coast artists the wrong way. According to reports, Diddy was particularly bothered by Kendrick's bold declaration, especially since Diddy has long seen himself as a key figure in the New York hip-hop scene. At an after-party, Diddy allegedly approached Kendrick to confront him about the King of New York line, possibly while intoxicated. J.Cole, who was also at the party and had a close relationship with Kendrick, reportedly intervened to defend Lamar. Witnesses claim that Cole didn't appreciate the way Diddy was addressing Kendrick and stepped in to de-escalate the situation, or, depending on the version of events, to confront Diddy directly. What followed was a brief but heated altercation. According to reports, J. Cole and Diddy began shoving each other as the confrontation became more physical. Partygoers, including members of their respective entourages, quickly stepped in to separate the two before the situation could spiral out of control. The incident reportedly caused enough of a scene that J. Cole was escorted out of the party afterwards. Neither party spoke on the event afterwards. In fact, both sides downplayed the incident until J. Cole recently spoke about it on his The Off-Season album. On the track, Let Go My Hand, Cole rapped, "My last scrap was with Puff Daddy. Who would have thought it? I bought that nigga album in 7th grade and played it so much, you would have even thought my favorite rapper was Puff. Back then, I ain't know shit. Now I know too much." One of the most high-profile incidents occurred in 2014 when Diddy allegedly slapped Drake at a Miami nightclub. According to reports, the quarrel was over a beat produced by Boy Wonder that both Drake and Diddy wanted to use. Drake ended up using the beat for his song 0 to 100, The Catch Up, which infuriated Diddy. Witnesses at the nightclub claimed that Diddy approached Drake and said, "You'll never disrespect me again," before slapping him. Although the incident was downplayed by both parties, it added to Diddy's reputation for using his power and status to intimidate others. Another incident involving Diddy occurred in 2022, when Kid Cudi's car was allegedly blown up. While no concrete evidence has linked Diddy to the explosion, the story fueled rumors about his involvement in questionable activities behind the scenes. In court documents regarding the lawsuit that Cassie Ventura filed against Diddy in late 2023, it stated that Diddy told Cassie that he is going to blow up Kid Cudi's car and wanted to make sure he was home with his friends. The rumors surrounding Diddy's involvement in the explosion of Kid Cudi's car remain unconfirmed, but the story further cemented his image as someone willing to go to extreme lengths to maintain control and dominance within the industry. Diddy's career is an oxymoron. On one hand, he is a trailblazing mogul who has helped shape the sound and culture of hip-hop. His influence on the music industry is undeniable, and his business ventures have made him one of the wealthiest figures in entertainment, period. On the other hand, Diddy's career is marred by allegations of exploitation, manipulation, and violence. From his role in the East Coast-West Coast feud to accusations of profiting from Biggie's death, exploiting artists, and using his power to avoid accountability, Diddy's legacy is as controversial as it is impactful. While many respect Diddy for his success as a businessman and his contributions to music, others view him as a self-serving figure who has consistently put his own interests above those of the people around him. This contrast in personas is why so many people hate Diddy, even as he continues to thrive in his business endeavors. More than likely, Diddy's legacy will likely be remembered as much for his controversies as for his accomplishments.